Welcome back, traders, to today's video. This is my first video of 2026. I took a long break, basically a long break from making content, but however, we kept with the trading. So I've been trading consistently all throughout. Now, it's been great in terms of overall trading, what I've been doing, and some of the new stuff that I've learned. I'm going to be discussing that with you moving forward. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. And in this video, we're probably going to go over a few assets. So we're going to probably be talking about, well, not probably, we are going to be talking about the NAS, and we're probably going to be talking about EURUSD, and then we will probably talk about gold as well, right? So it will be these three that we'll most likely go into. So, like I said, hit the subscribe, turn on the notif, or like, comment, subscribe, right? Like, comment, subscribe. That's a better choice of words. So, with that said, let's get straight into it. So, as it stands right now, okay, NAS overall, looking at this on a 4-hour, is we have a solid uptrend to the upside. Okay, we have a solid uptrend to the upside, and there isn't really anything to say that things could be changing just because we have two moves that have taken place. Okay, two moves that have taken place. So say December and heading into the new year, right? These two moves, and these two moves in itself would have signified something important, but as it stands, it's not really giving us much to go off, right? And what do I mean by these two moves? So the first move will be this over here. So that will be this drop that we had to the downside, okay? Because that basically pretty much kind of signaled that price might want to go down, because obviously it knocked out these lows over here, right? It could have meant that, but at the same time, this high that we have in this area isn't higher than this high over here. Okay, it's actually lower. So this supports price coming down, and then this, including this drop, supports price going up. So at the moment, with the NAS, we have some type of a squeeze going on, right? So we have a squeeze going on with the NAS right now, okay? So it's not really clear what price plans to do, right? It's not really clear what price plans to do. There are a whole bunch of theories from other technical analysis out there that have their theories. So some of them are saying that they believe this level over here is going to be knocked out, and most of their analysis is based on the fact that 2628, so 26 284k, which is this level right here, is going to be taken up based on how price is kind of moving, right? And some are saying that they believe that price is going to be coming downwards. But as it stands, with what's going on in this area, there isn't anything clear to say what price plans on doing. Okay, so at the moment in this area, we just have a whole bunch of indecisions, right? So one thing that we can respect with what NAS is doing right now is that as it stands, so long as we have price remaining below this level right here, which is 25k 846, this level right here, these levels right here, and price is not breaking above it, we can kind of maintain a neutral kind of stance with the NAS right now. Okay, so my stance with NAS is that of neutrality. I'm not expecting it to go up, I'm not expecting it to go down. I'm just waiting for a condition to be met that will confirm that I can start taking shorts to the downsides or longs to the upsides, right? And in all fairness, the only two levels that actually matter to me in regards to if I'm going to be taking longs or shorts to the upsides in regards to NAS would be this level right here. So I'm just going to make it a little bit bolder so at least you can see it all. So it will be this level down here. This is the only level that really matters to me. And this level up here. That's the only level that actually matters to me in terms of if these two levels are taken out, then I know I should be looking for moves one way. I should be looking for moves to support that. So this level right here and this level right here, right? Those two are the ones of interest to me as it stands. So with that said, we're going to jump into Euro USD. Right, so we're going to jump into Euro USD. It looks like I've already done some work on this. Right? And as it stands right now, based on the work that I've done, so I've pretty much, like, I wanted to kind of explain what I wanted to do. But as you can see, the cat is kind of at the bag on that one, right? Because what do I mean by that? Well, basically what I mean is we have Euro USD in a range right now. So this is more or less the range, okay? This is more or less the range. This range in itself does support a move to the upside. So it is supporting a bullish move at some point in the future. Maybe not now, but it is supporting that at some point in the future. Why do I say that? Because we have this high over here and we have this low over here, okay? And the previous low to that is higher than this one over here. So in my mind, the probability of price pushing upwards is quite high. But however, it does need to perform another function before it does that, and that is it needs to grab all of the liquidity in this zone right here, and that is what it's doing right now. So when this thing kind of ends and it decides it wants to turn around, that's when you're going to have a clear shot to the top side. But as it stands, this is basically grabbing all market liquidity because that's how market moves, right? And once it's done that, it's just going to push upwards, and then it's going to be business as usual, right? Business as usual. So what do I mean by what I've just said? Because what I've just said, some of you may understand it and some of you may not understand it. Basically, it's like this. If you look at market in itself in terms of how it behaves, right? If you just look at how market behaves overall, right? It always does two things, right? It will create the supply, then it will then claim the demand, and then create the supply and claim the demand, right? So as it stands in this area up here, okay, price was creating the supply. So price was creating the supply right here, right? After price created the supply, it then went to take the demand. That's that over here. After it's done that. After it did that, it then went on to create more supply, right? And now that it's done that, if I can just move this across, normally we would be expecting price to break downwards, but when it does go sideways, it's fulfilling the same function in this area right here, right? So it's creating supplies and demand in one zone, and that is this zone right here. Now, at some point, it's going to decide what it truly wants to do. So if it wants to keep creating supply, it's going to push up. If it's like, okay, cool, it's time for us to get the demand of the supply that was created in this journey upwards, then it's going to break downwards. But either way, we're going to have a signal to let us know when price is planning on doing that. Now, based off that, and based on what it is that I'm looking at right now, okay, on the 4 hour, I would say this. The probability of price coming from where it is right now down to about this level right here. So let me just draw a little box in this area. To me, is quite high. Like, to me, it's quite high. I am expecting it. Naturally, you could see price maybe come into the zone, right? And jump off this demand area and push up and then knock this level out, at which point we have the confirmation we're looking for, which is price going up, right? But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think price is basically going to fly down into this purple zone area that I've just put here and then maybe push up. So we'll do something like this, in my opinion. I may be right, I could be wrong, only time will tell. But overall, what I'm seeing in this area right now is supporting moves to the upside, right? So what I'm seeing right now is supporting moves to the upside. So I wouldn't categorize anything in this trend or in this range as bearish at all, right? I was take it as super bullish based on what it is that I'm seeing and how I'm seeing it. So the next asset we're going to talk about now is going to be gold. So let's just jump onto the gold chart. And I've done a bit of work on the gold chart as well, right? As to what it is that I'm expecting. And as with this orange area, this is where I'm expecting price to come into, right? Price may come there, it may not, but I'm expecting price to come into this zone. Based on what I'm seeing take place in this area up here, right? So price came in, took out this swing high over here, took out the swing high over here to create a new high. All right, now the issue that we have now is that the high that the next high to be produced by market, which is this one right here, okay, is lower than this one over here. So that basically tells me that the probability of price coming into this zone up here is quite high. The price point that I think where gold is going to go to, I think is going to be about 5k. If price comes down into this zone with that I've marked out, if price comes into this zone that I've marked out and pushes up to where I think is going to go, we are looking at, say, an increase of 22.55% move to the upside, or to round it all off nicely, we're looking at just above 91k in pip movements, which is a lot of profits, right? That is a lot of profits. So in my mind, that's what I think is going to be taking place in the market in relation to gold. I am expecting gold to be pushing up, even though right now it is gone a bit bearish. And the idea is there's two ways I could try to play this whole gold situation, right? And for the most part, I've basically been scalping my way through gold, right? Because it hasn't got into the sweet spot, which is where I want it to be. But at the same time, because I have a rough idea as to what gold plans to do and how it plans to do it, I find it easier to just scalp my way through, right? So as it stands, I was buying in this move to the upside. So all this move I was buying, right? I collected profits. I took 0 losses with all the moves I took to the upside. Okay, so it was a really, really, really good couple of weeks for me, couple days for me, right? So it was great. And when market started to sell off from this location, I didn't do anything. So I was selling. No, sorry. So I was buying. So around the Christmas period, right? I was buying all the way up till about here. I saw that price wanted to do a rejection. So I jumped out of the market entirely, watched price fly all the way down. Once I saw it wanted to push back up again, I rejoined the market again, right? Because like I say, if market is pointing one direction, even if it does do a pullback, I don't want to be the one to be counter trending, because there is a high probability it could go wrong, right? So I just prefer just to stick with the trend until market then turns around and says, hey, it wants to do XYZ and a third. Now, also in saying that, before, so if you're looking for, say, you're waiting for gold to go bearish, right? You're waiting to see if it is going to go bearish so you can start selling off, because you believe that our current pricing of, I don't know, 4,428 price is too high for an ounce, and you are expecting some type of pullback. Where I will be looking for the pullback to take place from will most likely be from this area right here, which is price coming all the way down to 3,886 and going lower than that. That's when, at that level, that's when I'm expecting gold to be bearish, right? But at the same time, this is gold we're talking about. I'm not expecting gold to be bearish anytime soon. And based off of that, all that I can run off of is that gold has a high possibility of coming into this zone right here before it shoots off. So therefore, between now and then, it's going to give us a channel like this until it gets into the zone. So if I was just to change this, wait, let me just do this actually. So I believe until it does what it's going to do, right? Until it does what it's going to do, I believe gold may do something like this. may do something like this, which is just a channel, right? And then it's just going to bounce in between and then come into this zone and then possibly blast off, right? And that's what I think is most likely going to be taking place between now and the next few weeks and possibly months. So ideally, if I'm going to be taking longs, right, if I get price in this zone, I will skip that and do absolutely nothing, sit on my hands, right? And I hope this move comes sooner than later, because the sooner we can get to around these levels over here where prices come into this zone, I haven't done anything, it's shot up, come into this zone and then blast it down. So at these levels over here, this is when I'll be thinking about entering the gold space. This is what I'll be thinking about jumping in with my longs to ride it to the upside, right? So that means for me, I might have to wait, or I might have to do like little scalps here and there. And if I am going to be doing scalps, I'll be doing scalps from these levels over here. So levels like this is where I'll be buying to the upside, but I will never be selling it down just because this overall structure is bullish. So doing this makes no sense. Doing that makes sense because I don't know which one is going to take off. So if I get a move down here and I tap in at this level and say I don't set a TP and it just flies off and it goes past, I don't know, some insane number, let's say 5k 500, right? It could happen. Is it likely? Not really, but it could happen, right? Then that's good. That's a nice little earn that I've just that I would have made there. But however, if I'm trying to sell it downwards, I don't know if it's going to take off from any of these levels. And bearing in mind, we have a whole bunch of FVGs in this area as well, right? We've got FVGs all in this area. So where I think is going to take off from by selling downwards, it might not even get there. It might even take off earlier than planned, at which point I'm left holding the bag. So hence why I'm saying everything in a way that I'm kind of saying it. So I've laid out the moves of what I think is going to be happening in regards to NAS, in regards to Euro USD, and in regards to gold. And overall, these are my positions for this week. So if you found the content useful, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one.